Nationwide 90 FM, continuing the tradition of fair, fearless, and factual reporting.
The NHT has boosted construction loan limits to 11 million for one applicant and up to 23 million for three co-applicants. We are building Jamaica.
The time by the Office of the Prime Minister is
5 minutes after 9.
You're inside the Consumer Hour.
A spectacular morning to ya. Welcome to the Consumer Hour. It is a Monday, July 28th, and I do believe it is a great day to be alive. Yes, I am the Stinger Honeybee, and I am covering for Nora Gay Banton, who is on vacation, a very well-deserved vacation. Good morning, guys, and welcome to the show, wherever in the world you are. I am going to skip on over to our YouTubers. You know, we're live on Nationwide 90 FM Live too. So, if you want to see the action, you want to be able to join the chat, go on over there, yes, and subscribe and experience Nationwide online. Yes. Or if you're listening on the 90 FM band, good morning to you and welcome, yes. Okay, let's see who is early. I know you guys are always out. I spy Rick NYC says, morning, Honeybee. Thank you, guys. Monica Stone says, Kuya, Honeybee this morning. Yes, Monica, it's me. You've got Hugh Donaldson says, good morning, Queen. How are you doing today? Love, my dear. I'm in Florida. Ooh, how are things there in Florida? David Nabar is with us. KMC says, good morning. Rick NYCJM in the building. Rick, are you always first on this chat too? Okay, let's see. I've got Inez with me. Jean Sellis says, good morning, Honeybee. Errol Townsend. Ah, my gosh. Juliet Sanchez in the building. Guys, it's so good to see all of you. Ricardo Hall, God's Chosen. Sonia Hutton. All of you, just welcome. And I do hope you're having a great morning. Natalie Bogle says, good morning, honey. Prosette. You so nice, how vibrant, how festive in the morning. No, I'm going to come over here more often. Yes. But as you know, our girl Nora, she is taking some time off because you know you have to refresh. You have to refresh yourself to come back and do the work. And this, what Nora is doing here is absolutely great work. So I'm going to do my best to cover for her until she gets back with us. Now, today, as you know, if you've been following the show, is Immigration Monday. And today we're providing immigration advice for you with our U.S. immigration attorney, Opal Lee, and Canadian immigration consultant, Nadine Mahaber. Yeah, man, you know, it's about the U.S. and it's about Canada because at some point we want to travel and we want to be able to do so hassle-free, you know? Okay, so let me see. Today is also World Hepatitis Day, guys. Yes, it's World Hepatitis Day. So be in the know and be aware. Yeah, let me see if we have our lovely people with us before we get into that. I'm sorry, Kevin? Okay. All right, so a special welcome to Opal and Nadine. Good morning, guys.
Good morning, Honeybee. Good morning to our wonderful and loyal listeners and viewers. Happy Monday. Of course, good morning to Miss Nadine as well.
Good morning to you, Opal.
Hello, Miss Honeybee. Good morning.
Hi.
Good morning, Miss Opal.
Hi, Nadine. It's so very good to, be in this forum with you two again. It's been, 2 years since we did this last?
That is true. I'm so sorry about getting to meet you in person today, but hopefully we can do that soon. And of course, good morning to our wonderful listeners and viewers.
Indeed, indeed. All right. So as usual, ladies, we'll start with some updates, on immigration policies from the United States and Canada. You can go ahead. Opal, you may.
All right,
You
so
may begin.
Okay, yes, I'll go ahead and kick it off. So there are two concerns that have been raised recently. One, as immigration practitioners, we are very, very concerned about what's going on since the new administration has taken reign in as it has to do with the immigration courts. For example, there's about 50 immigration judges who were released from their posts since January of this year. And what it's looking to be or to seem are those judges that seem to be proving cases tend to be losing their jobs. I remember I see something where they were interviewing one of the judges and they were saying that, yes, she may have a high rate of approval, for example, for some asylum cases. However, the facts are that when those cases, if they are appealed, it's upheld about 98% of the time. So it means she wasn't wrong in the first place. And, I've been doing this for over 19 years. And I mean, it's pretty tough going before an immigration judge because they're going to do what the law states. And so I find, or what it's alleged is that the new administration maybe don't like that. They want to see everybody out. So what that means for our listeners, our viewers, if you're finding yourself right now in removal proceeding, it's tough, guys. It's going to be very tough. Because the judges, I think most of them are going to be faced with, okay, you may look like you have a very good case. You're really fleeing persecution from your country.
Yes.
But if I grant this, am I going to be jobless? Am I going to lose my job? So that's one, they may be thinking that. On the other hand, they may like, okay, you know what, let me do the right thing. You have a strong case. You're very credible. And I believe that, you have a solid case. I'm going to approve it, but I might lose my job. And so this is a predicament that I believe, and most of my, other colleagues believe we are facing right now, an uphill battle in the immigration courts. It's very saddening because in our constitution, we have, in the U.S. Constitution, we have something called separation of powers and checks and balances. We have the judges are not supposed to be, the judges are supposed to be interpreting the law, not, doing as somebody wish or face losing their job. But I will stop it right there. The second thing is that a lot of people have been asking, if you have overstayed your visa, does it even make any sense? And you're filing and you're married to a U.S. citizen, should you take the risk right now, given the current immigration climate, and putting in an adjustment papers? Because they're hearing that people are going to their interviews. Some people are taken into custody, not very much, but one or two or so. But more frequently, people now are being transferred. The USCIS will approve the I-130, for example, if they believe the marriage is real. But then they may go ahead and deny the adjustment, the I-45, because you have overstayed your visa, and then they may transfer the case to an immigration judge. Here's the thing. I would say still go ahead and do it, because guess what? Even if your case is transferred over to an immigration judge, their relief, if you have there are laws in place that says if you have simply overstayed and you have an immediate, if you're married, if you have an immediate application available. So, for example, an immediate family member, such as a child who's 21 years old who's filing for you, or you're married to a U.S. citizen. It doesn't matter if you've overstayed. It's not an inadmissibility, or it doesn't hamper you getting that green card. So what we will do in immigration court, we'll file papers in immigration court, asking the court to dismiss it or administratively close it and send you back to USCIS. So it seems like a waste of time and energy. Or we may just go ahead and continue your case before the immigration judge, because you're going to get the relief unless you have some other inadmissibility. I think one of the reasons why this is happening is because with the big, beautiful bill that was recently passed, now if you adjust during immigration proceeding before an immigration judge, there's now an additional $1,500. $1,500, as opposed to when you're doing it by USCIS. So you see where I'm going with this. They may deny your case over there and just send you before an immigration judge, which you're going to get the green card anyway, but you're going to pay $1,500 more. So my thing, it's better to do it more than to sit home twiddling your thumb and then get placed into immigration proceedings because you're afraid to put in your paperwork. And then when you're facing immigration proceedings now, you don't have any relief because guess what? Maybe you didn't even get married to your U.S. citizen spouse. Maybe you were married, but you just didn't file anything. And then it's going to be very more difficult. I know we're coming up to a break, so I will answer any questions that people may have on this.
Thank you, Opal. So we'll go for the break, and when we come back, Nadine will give us her updates.
You want to win? Then just bet. Bet on the game, no stress, no sweat. And win big in the Wanna Bet Just Bet promotion. Spend $1,500 or more on one Just Bet ticket and complete the entry form at promotions.supremegames.com for your chance to win. Third place gets Beats by Dre. Second place gets an iPhone 15 and AirPods Pro. And first place gets a 65-inch TV and a soundbar. Promotion runs May 16 to July 20, 2025. Grand draw July 25, 2025. Authorized under Section 58.3 of the Betting, Gaming and Lotteries Act.
Spring into style with Unique Living. Upgrade your home with our extensive range of products. Get sleek shower panels, stylish vanities, LED and non-LED mirrors, plus kitchen sinks, closet solutions, ceiling fans, and more. Available in various finishes and sizes. Visit shop number 6, 30 Dunrobin Avenue, Kingston 10. Call 876-755-3661 or visit our website at www.uniquelivingja.com. Don't wait to spring into style with Unique Living.
For over 30 years, Chris and Charles has been financing your goals, dreams, creating your great moments. Celebrate the occasion with us. Borrow $1 million, pay less than $25,000 monthly, and get 30% off your processing fees. No guarantor needed. Call 876-920-4189 or WhatsApp 876-838-9028. Conditions apply. When you think loans, think Chris and Charles.
Truth is, HIV affects everyone. Truth is, avoiding care leads to a weaker immune system. That means you could get really sick. The truth is, the hardest pill to swallow isn't the medication. It's the problems that follow when you don't take them. Let's get through this together. Remain in care. You can live life to the fullest with HIV. And that's the truth. A message from the Ministry of Health and Wellness.
Good morning to you. If you're just joining us, welcome back to the Consumer Hour. I am the Stinger Honeybee and I'm filling in for Nora Gay Banton. Now today is Immigration Mondays and I am joined by U.S. Immigration Attorney Opal Lee and Canadian Immigration Consultant Nadine Mahaber. Now Nadine, you can go ahead and give us your updates.
Thanks, Honeybee. Honeybee, I'd actually like to mention the program that I mentioned last week on the program because I believe it is worth repeating. So right now we know that it's very challenging for a lot of persons who want to migrate to Canada, of course, as permanent residents. Immigration Canada has opened up the rural and francophone community immigration pilot programs. There are various communities throughout Canada, from Ontario, Manitoba, Saskatchewan, Nova Scotia, British Columbia. If you don't mind living in one of the rural communities, you would look first at getting a job offer in one of those areas. You would need to go on there. So first you start on the immigration website. Then once you have selected the particular area you're interested in, you would then go to their website, take a look at the list of employers, you apply for jobs there, and of course, once you have a job offer, then you can look at the permanent residency process. Please make sure that if you're doing this on your own, you take a look at all of the details, the employer's information, the position that is being offered, and ensure that, yes, you do meet all the requirements for the job that is being offered. So that's one update, Honeybee. And a reminder to all persons who are traveling for the summer, yes, I know the children may be traveling for the summer holidays and even adults. Please bear in mind to double check your immigration documents. If you are a permanent resident, please ensure that your permanent resident card will be valid for the return portion of your trip. Of course, if you're a citizen, you're using a passport, please ensure that your passport will also be valid. Thanks, Honeybee.
All right. Thank you, Nadine. Okay, ladies, you can also go ahead and announce your contact information for listeners and viewers. Opal, you may start.
Thank you. For Opal Lee, the phone number in Jamaica is 876-854-3599. That's 876-854-3599. In the United States, it's 954-358-2020. That's 954-358-2020. May also find us on Instagram, TikTok, Facebook at Flow Jam Legal. Over to you, Nadine.
Thanks, Opal. For Nadine Mahabir, our contact number in Jamaica, it is 876-754-4391. That's 876-754-4391. In Canada, it is 1-416-249-5885. That's 1-416-249-5885. Our email address is info@cdnintl.com. Thanks, Honeybee.
All right. Thank you, ladies. Okay, so it is time for me to take your calls and your questions in our YouTube chat, guys. You can join us on Nationwide 90 FM Live too. You can give us a call, 876-630-9371-4. That is 876-630-9371-4. As you can see, these are precarious times to travel, precarious times to emigrate. So you need all the information you can get, and we have our experts with us. So give us a call and send your questions. Okay, let me take a look over here in our YouTube chat. I see one from Kenisha B, who says, "Good morning. I have a question for Opal, please. What documents are required for a visa application or interview for my 15-year-old child?"
All right. So you want to make sure that that child has evidence based on the parent. If the parent has a visa, make sure you have your passport with you with the visa. Show your ties to the, to if you're from Jamaica, then to Jamaica. So maybe your job letter, your proof of income, I should say, your financial, because remember, more likely than not, you're the one who's going to be paying for this 15-year-old child to vacation in the United States. So you're going to have to show your bank statements, etc. If that child is in school and you can get a school letter, then absolutely, yes, I would recommend that you have those. You don't send those in, you just have them with you at the interview. So just in case you're asked for it, you can present them.
All right. Thank you, Opal. I see someone here in the chat saying that you didn't finish your update. Did you have more to say?
I mean, I know it's a mouthful.
No, it's okay. We need to know.
It is but basically, in the nutshell, I think a lot of people are worried because a lot of people have overstayed their visas, Honeybee, in the United States, and now they're married to a U.S. citizen, and they want to know what's going on. Should they even put the paperwork in? Sometimes they don't have any criminal record or anything. And my plain, quick answer: yes, guys, please do it, but make sure you do it with an attorney, because just in case when you go to the interview, they try to take you into custody or they transfer your case to an immigration court. It's best to have an attorney there with you who could maybe talk to them and tell them why it is that the fact that you have overstayed should not be a deterrent to or an issue with you still getting that green card.
All right. Thank you, Opal. We've got a caller. Hello. Okay. A comment. Right. Okay. Did you send it to me? I don't see it here in the chat, Michelle. All right, I see a comment here from Monica Stones. Says Canada was once the pearl of North America, the envy of other countries. Everyone wants to go there. Please draw breaks. Canada is not that anymore. Canada is bursting at the seams now. Nadine, what do you say to that?
Well, Honeybee and Monica, I guess from an immigration point of view, they were taking in a lot of persons, and a lot of persons were abusing the system. And that's why they had to pretty much, as you say, draw some breaks on some of the programs. You know, we know that the student visa process was abused by many persons, not necessarily the applicants themselves, but recruiters who were recruiting students for schools. Some of them, they were not even valid schools. They weren't even registered. And so that's why the government had to start implementing certain rules to make sure that, yes, people weren't abusing the system. So, yes, you know, it is unfortunate right now that things are so much more challenging than it was, you know, over 20 years ago when I started. Like now, it's very challenging for persons to sponsor themselves from outside of Canada.
Yes.
Unless, of course, you're in an occupation that is in demand, or you have a spouse who can sponsor you, or you're going to be looking at one of these rural programs, Honeybee.
Yes, yes. All right. Thank you, Nadine. Now, this is for the U.S. Attorney. This is from Wayne Gray. It says, if a green card holder turns citizen, files for daughter over 21, since 2019 November, how long should this take? Citizenship document was uploaded on file 6 months ago.
Okay, so when did the filing start, Honeybee?
So it says since 2019 November.
Okay, and I just want to know, like, when did the person become a United States citizen? Did
It didn't state that. It just says they turned a citizen, over 21.
All right, so if the person became a United States citizen before the child attained the age of 21, then it's great. It doesn't have to matter about that child aging out. That child will not age out and the category will remain the same. So it's great if you became a citizen before the child turned 21, because if you became a citizen after that child turned 21, you run the risk of that child continue being in the F2B category. And right now they're only processing applications for green card holders filing for minor children. They're only at September 2022. And if the child ages out, turn 21 or over, we're talking that's a 9-year wait. But if you became a United States citizen before the child turned 21, you have locked that child in. And that child now become an immediate family member. So it's no waiting time for a priority date to be current. You can just go ahead and contact NVC for them to continue the processing.
Okay, thank you, Opal. I think he says that the child turned 21 on December 2021. Is that correct, Michelle? December last year. Okay, so he became a citizen December last year.
Okay, and the child was how old when he became a citizen?
I think the child was 21.
Yeah, so the chances are the child would have aged out. That person may need to do a consultation so I could look at the numbers for him just to see if we could save that child.
All right, thank you. Nadine, this one is for you. How long does it take a daughter living in Canada over 10 years filing for her mom?
That's a great question. Now, Honeybee, this is one of the other categories that immigration has cut back on as well. Because to sponsor a parent, unlike the U.S., and I know Oprah likes to rub this in, that category is not always open. Immigration Canada will only reopen the parent sponsorship category maybe once for the year. And as far as we know, for this year, they're going to be taking or looking at persons who are already in the pool, because they're saying they already have so much persons in the pool, I think, from 2020.
Yes.
That they're not accepting new, we're going to say, applications for interest in this category. So if you have a parent that's outside of Canada, you would either need to look at a super visa, which is a visitor's visa that allows the parents to stay for up to 5 years, or look at other categories. You know, is a parent able to sponsor themselves? Are they able to get a job offer, or do they have to come up as a student and then transition to permanent residency?
Okay. All right. Thank you, Nadine. I see one for you here, Opal, from Inez. Says, good morning, Opal. If I file but I see 130 for my husband in December, but it's still showing pending. I'm also a U.S. citizen. What next? I'm not sure what 130 there means.
Right, it's an I-130.
I-130,
It's an I-130
okay.
honeybee. Yes. An I-130, that's the first petition, or that's the petition that's filed for an immediate family member, for example, or for a family member or someone to get a green card or an immigrant visa. The I-130 itself takes about a year. Mm-hmm. If you're a U.S. citizen filing for your spouse or minor children, it takes about a year. So if the person only, filed, that sounds like the person just filed not a year. They just have to just sit and just wait. So it will show pending until it's actually approved, unless they need additional information, for example, to prove your marriage is bona fide. Then they will send out a request for further evidence. So if you don't get that, just sit and be patient. They're just still processing it.
All right. Thank you, Opal. Okay. We are going to go for a short break. This is Immigration Monday right here on the Consumer Hour. I'm the Stinger Honeybee filling in for Nora Gay Banton. And with me, I have U.S. immigration attorney Opal Lee and Canadian immigration consultant Nadine Mahabir. Ladies, can you remind our listeners of your contact information? Go ahead, Opal.
Thank you, Opal. It's in the US, it's 954-358-2020. That's 954-358-2020. In Jamaica, it's 876-854-3599, 876-854-3599. On Instagram, TikTok, Facebook, you may find us at Flojam Legal, FLOJAM Legal. Nadine?
Thanks, Opal. For Nadine Mahabir, our contact number in Jamaica, it is 876-754-4391. That's 876-754-4391. In Canada, it is 1-416-249-5885. That's 1-416-249-5885. Our email address is info@cbnintl.com. Thanks, Honeybee. Over to you.
All right. Thank you both. We will be right back.
Spectrum Insurance Brokers provides quality insurance coverage and risk management services. The time by Spectrum Insurance Brokers Limited, setting the industry standards, is
9:31.
Are you ready for something mega? Spend $6,500 or more before GCT. Drop your entry in the box and you can win a 2025 Hyundai Tucson. It's the Mega Wheels Tour promotion. April 5th to September 28th. Second prize, a $50,000 shopping spree every month for a year. Third prize, a $30,000 shopping spree every month for a year. Brought to you by Hyundai, Redstone, Heineken, True Milk, Rex, Walker's Wood, Downing, CPJ Daiquiri, and Carryburst. Choose Concentrate. Only at Megamart. Locations island-wide. Megamart. Best value by far. Authorized under Section 58.3 of the Rating Gaming and Lotteries Act.
Now, PrEP makes it so easy. One pill before you link prevent HIV.
PrEP makes it so easy. One pill before you link prevent HIV.
You want to do your thing with your queen or your king?
Or I get a little frisky that make you flex frisky.
PrEP, are you extra bucketed?
To help you say HIV negative.
PrEP makes it so easy. One pill before you link prevent HIV. PrEP tablets available at your clinic from the Ministry of Health and Wellness.
This July, the world turns to Jamaica
for the Caribbean Investment Forum, the region's premier investment event.
From July 29 to 31, the Montego Bay Convention Center comes alive
with global thought leaders, exclusive investment opportunities, high-impact deal-making sessions.
Are you ready to invest in the Caribbean's future? Book now at CaribbeanInvestmentForum.com.
Let's shape a smart, green, connected Caribbean. July 29 to 31, Montego Bay. Powered by Caribbean Export, Government of Jamaica, Jampro, EU, CARICOM, Republic Bank, and IDB.
It is a beautiful, sunshiny, hot morning here in the island of Jamaica. Welcome back to the Consumer Hour. I am the Stinger Honeybee, and I am covering for Nora, who is on vacation. I do hope you are enjoying this morning, Nora. Now, today is Immigration Monday, and on a Monday like this, I am joined by U.S. immigration attorney Opal Lee and Canadian immigration consultant Nadine Mahabir. All right, so I've got a caller on the line. Susie, hello. Good morning, Susie.
Morning.
Hi, Susie.
Morning. This question is for Hope. All morning, guys. Suppose you have a baby last year overseas, but you stayed 5 months before you come back, and you want to go back with the child like this year. It's safe to travel?
It's highly likely. How did you pay for that birth? Good morning, caller. How did you pay for the birth of that child?
It's not me.
Okay, how did the person pay? Did they use government funds, or did they have their money to pay cash? Or
maybe they have their money to pay cash. I don't know.
Well, that's very important. That's number one reason to get your visa canceled or not renewed, if it is found out that the person used government funds to pay for the birth. But not only that, the fact that the person had a visa in the United States while on their visa, that is something we talk about here on Nationwide with the breaking news with the Trump administration trying to crack down on that. So I could see they're really going to get upset, and I really believe if that person trying to travel with that child now, that visa is most likely than not going to be canceled. This is what they call anchor babies, where people enter the United States just to have a child, just so the child can be a United States citizen.
So it's not safe. It is not safe to travel to the United States.
That's just the honest truth. If anybody says it's safe, they're not telling the truth. It is not safe.
Okay, I just want
because
to know.
First of all, you're traveling with that child, they're going to ask you, and the child has a U.S. passport. They're going to ask how did that child get the passport.
He has a Jamaican passport.
I'm sorry?
He has a U.S. passport and he has a Jamaican passport.
Yeah, but how is he going to enter the U.S. without a U.S. passport? The child has a visa?
No, he has a U.S. passport, yeah.
Exactly. So that's what I'm saying. The child's entering with a U.S. passport. They're going to want to know how did that child get their U.S. citizenship. So it's going to be obvious that the mother had that child while on her visa in the United States.
Okay, and it's another question. I had a family member recently got married, but she has a visa, but she had a working permit. So, to put in the paper, should she go about it?
I don't understand. To put in what kind of paper? She has
she has a regular visa. But she recently got
where is she now? In the U.S. or in Jamaica?
Yeah, no, in the U.S.
All right, so she's married to a U.S. citizen now?
Yeah, ma'am.
So she need to file.
Good wedding.
Okay. So she need to file the whole adjustment, the I-130, I-485, I-765 for the work permit, I-864 for the affidavit of support. If she doesn't know what she's doing, she can contact her office. We'd be happy to do a consultation.
I'm going because I told her that I listen to you every Monday morning, and I'm going to get the number that she can be able to contact your office so you can tell her what to do.
Oh, so, sounds good to me.
I will give her the number.
Okay, thank you.
You're welcome.
All right, thank you for calling, Susie. All right, so I have a question here. That is for Nadine. It says, the daughter living in Canada over 10 years, how long will it take a daughter getting a visiting visa for her mom who is over 70 years old?
I believe the processing time is, like when we checked, was about 30 days. I can double check that and let you know. But the visitor's visa process is not taking as long as it was earlier in the year. Okay, but I'll double check the processing time and let you know in a few minutes.
All right, thank you, Nadine. We've got a caller. Hello, good morning, Craig. Hello.
Hello, good morning.
Good morning, how are you?
I am not bad at all, and I take it that you're well as well.
I am well, thank you so much. Go ahead with your question.
All right, so this question is to Opal, and forgive me if it has been answered. I'm sort of late to the party. We would have heard news last week about the president and the $250 in relation, the additional to the visa cost. Could you give some clarity to it? Is it that it is upon application and being granted the visa that the $250 is paid, or is it paid every time that a visa holder lands in the U.S.?
They have not expanded on that yet. Most of us as immigration practitioners believe it is when you're approved a visa and upon entering the United States, you're going to have to pay that $250 to show that because it says you will, how the law is written right now, it basically says when you have showed at the completion of the visa. So my guess is that if you get a 10-year visa and you never violated the 10 during the full 10 years, never worked, never overstayed, then you may have to apply to get back that money. I don't see, some other person said that it's every single time. So if you travel 10 times to the United States, you have to pay that $250 10 times and then apply to get it back. I don't believe it would be like that. But so far, we haven't even seen it implemented yet. But just stay tuned. As soon as we have further information on it, I'll be sure to update here.
Okay, wonderful. So last thing, so if I were to land in the U.S. today, would that whole thing apply, or?
I don't see it applying yet. I don't see anybody saying that they have paid that $250 yet. No.
Okay. All right. Thank you very much. That's what I wanted to get some clarity on as it is now.
But you should walk with an extra $250 in your pocket. I'm just joking.
All right. Thank you, Opal.
All right. Thanks, Greg. My gosh. Let's hope that never gets applied. All right. I have a question here for you, Opal. Is it true that if you are in the U.S. over 5 years and over so if you're in the U.S. 5 years and over on your visitor visa, you can get to work without no worries?
What? Where they get? You know what, Anna B? I don't know where these. I think there's somebody found this on TikTok. If you're there for 5 years, 5 days, 10 months, you need a valid work authorization to be able to work lawfully in the United States.
I don't know where that is from either, but a lot of stuff happens on TikTok and people really run with it. All right. I see another one here. It says, I am 38 and unmarried. Can my father, who is a citizen in America, file for me, and how long would it take?
All right. So if you're unmarried and your father's a U.S. citizen, absolutely. It would take about 9 years. So the category that you would be in is called F1. And right now they're at July 2016, meaning they're issuing visas for people who filed on or before July 2016. So we're now in 2025. So you can imagine if they finish up all the 2016, then the 17, 18, 19, 20, 20, all the way to 2025, it takes about 9 years. And if you do go get married, it's going to push it further back because for married people, they're only at 2011. So you'll be adding another 5 years to that file.
Okay. All right. Another one here. It says, I'm in the USA and I filed, I think that's I-140 and included my husband. Do I have to file I-824 for my spouse living in the Caribbean?
Yes, you do. But that's an employment one. That person, it's a little bit more tricky than that. So that person will need to do a consultation. But yes, they would need to.
Right. All right. Thank you, Opal. Okay. Angie Smith here says, good morning, Miss Opal. Could you say how long it would take if a father files for his daughter?
Well, is the daughter a minor? Is the daughter an adult? Is the daughter married? Is the daughter single?
She didn't specify, right?
Right. But I mean, if the child is an adult, it's just like the question before. If the child is an adult and unmarried, it takes about 9 years. If that person is married, it takes maybe about 14, 15 years.
All right.
And if the child is under 21 and unmarried, then there's no waiting period. It just takes about a year for the I-130 to be approved.
Okay. I have one here from the Passport Life, Opal. He says 9 years. Mine took only 6 months. Obviously, that's special circumstances.
21 years old, if he's an adult and his father filed for him, no way. Impossible. I don't care what Passport Life is saying, it's impossible for an adult child to get filed for by their parent. No, can't. The I-130 might be approved in 6 months, but then you have to wait for a visa number to become available. Right now, they're only giving visas for files that were filed on or before July 2016. 16. They're only at 2016.
Well. Okay, all right. That's it for the questions I see so far in the YouTube chat. Opal, can you go ahead and remind us of your contact information, please?
Sure. So it's Opal Lee, and the phone number in Jamaica is 876-854-3599. That's 876-854-3599. In the United States, it's 954-358-2020. That's 954-358-2020. You may also find us on Instagram, on TikTok, on Facebook. Our handle is at FlowJam Legal. That's FLO as in Florida, JAM as in Jamaica, and then legal, LEGAL. So FlowJam Legal. Over to you, Nadine.
Thanks, Opal. For Nadine Mahabir, our contact number in Jamaica, it is 876-754-4391. That's 876-754-4391. In Canada, it is 1-416-249-5885. That's 1-416-249-5885. Our email address is info@cbnintl.com. And when we get back from the break, Honeybee, I can answer the questions regarding the processing time. Thank you.
Okay, awesome. All right, we'll be right back.
Fill all your prescriptions, get cosmetics and other pharmaceutical items at Mannings Hill Pharmacy, located at 34A Mannings Hill Road, Kingston. Telephone 924-6280. At Mannings Hill Pharmacy, they stock all the hard-to-get medication. The time by Mannings Hill Pharmacy is
15 minutes to 10.
Are you ready for something mega? Spend $6,500 or more before GCT, drop your entry in the box, and you could win a 2025 Hyundai Tucson. It's the Mega Wheels Tour promotion, April 5th to September 28th. Second prize, a $50,000 shopping spree every month for a year. Third prize, a $30,000 shopping spree every month for a year. Brought to you by Hyundai, Redstone, Heineken, True Milk, Grace, Walker's Wood, Downing, CPJ Daiquiri, and Carryburst. Choose Concentrate. Only at Megamart. Locations island-wide. Megamart, best value by far. Authorized under Section 58.3 of the Betting, Gaming and Lotteries Act.
Things turns 5. Boy, Things After Dark, the realest, most exciting show on radio. It is celebrating 5 years.
Happy birthday, yeah, my friend. One more year on them.
And we're going big. We're talking a live outside broadcast and after party, celebrity guests, live performances, giveaways, and more. You understand? It's all going down Wednesday, July 30th from 8 to 11 p.m. Things Nation, this is your celebration. Sponsors, get in right now on Good Things Then. You understand? This is the link up you don't want to miss. We are Things from Kareem Boya Things for Things Turns 5, Wednesday, July 30th, 8 to 11 p.m. Come out and celebrate with us. You understand?
Get ready for Nationwide 90 FM at Denby. Follow Nationwide 90 FM to the Denby Agricultural Industrial Food Show on August 1 from 1 to 5 p.m. We're bringing you the vibes, the voices, and the vibrant culture from Jamaica's biggest agri-celebration. Then, follow back away again to Denby on August 2 from 11 a.m. to 5 p.m. From farm to fork, youth in agriculture, and the best local produce, you'll hear it all. Keep your station locked to Nationwide 90 FM. We're bringing the Denby Agricultural Industrial Food Show to your airwaves on August 1 from 1 to 5 p.m. Then on August 2 from 11 a.m. to 5 p.m. This broadcast is brought to you by the National Land Agency, the Jamaica Urban Transit Company, the Jamaica Bauxite Mining Limited, and the Jamaica 4-H Club.
Welcome back to the Consumer Hour. I'm the singer Honeybee, and I'm covering for Nora Gay Banton, who is on vacation. And today on the show, it is Immigration Monday. I am joined by U.S. Immigration Attorney Opal Lee and Canadian Immigration Consultant Nadine Mahabir. So Nadine, you wanted to expound on processing time.
Right. So the viewer was asking about processing time for visitors' visa for parents. Now, a regular visitor's visa, and Honeybee, that's the visa where you can stay up to 6 months.
Okay.
If you need to stay longer, then, of course, you apply for an extension. That's the current processing time for Jamaica is 25 days. Now, if you're applying for the super visa, and this is the visa that allows your parent to stay up to 5 years. Now, bear in mind for the super visa that you need to meet the income requirements for this particular type of visa. the processing time is 66 days.
Okay. All right. Thank you, Nadine. All right. I see a question. Yes, I see a question here. It says, good morning. I am 35. I am from 2019. My father put in the application for USA. Until now, I only received that they got the application. All right. I'm not sure which application they're talking about. Is perhaps filing.
Yeah, because see what I was talking about on the B, that right now they're only at 2016, right? So I'm going to guess that this person is over 21. And it's a parent that's filing for them, so it takes about 9 years. If this person is actually married, there's a longer wait because they're only at 2011.
Okay, all right. Can citizens or residents walk with copies of legal documents? Is that okay, Opal?
Absolutely. If you're a U.S. citizen, you don't have to walk with your physical passport.
Okay, all right. All right, I see another question here. It didn't specify for whom. It says, how long does it take when a son files for a dad and his siblings? But also, guys, when you're asking the questions, provide a little bit more context, in terms of age and so on. Go ahead. Opal, you can start.
All right, so if it's for the U.S. And a son, remember the son has to be at least 21 years old and have to be a U.S. citizen. There's no waiting period for a prior to date to become available. The I-130 itself takes about a year to be approved. If the dad is actually in the United States, they could file everything together. So the work permit and the green card application and the immigrant petition, and maybe that dad would become a permanent resident within maybe less than 2 years. If a parent is outside the U.S., then we have to do a two-part. First, the I-130 is filed with the USCIS, takes about a year. Then the file is sent over to the Department of State, and then eventually to the U.S. Embassy. So I want to say add another year to that for that processing, because then you have to do, your medical at Andrews, you have to do your police certificate and all that stuff. So I would say add another year. So maybe about 2 years, 2.5 or so.
All right. Thank you, Opal. Nadine, for Canada.
Okay, so now, Honeybee, remember I mentioned earlier that, first of all, you need to be selected from the pool of applicants. If you are selected and then you submit all the processing documents, I believe processing time is roughly around about a year or so. Actually, no, I'm checking on the immigration website right now. It's saying 36 months if you're going outside of Quebec. So if you've been selected from the pool of applicants, you've submitted all the supporting documents, it's saying processing time is about 36 months.
Okay. All right. Thank you, Nadine. All right. I see another one here for Opal. I have a friend who had a green card, went to Jamaica, got himself in some trouble. The green card was taken away by the police, and the green card is now expired. Can he come back to America?
Oh, getting in trouble. That's never a good thing.
Never a good sign.
Never a good sign if you're getting in trouble. And worse, the visa's expired, because now you're going to have to apply to the U.S. Embassy to get authorization to re-enter the United States. And believe me, that criminal record is going to come right back. And also, you need a good explanation on why you've been outside the United States for so long and why it has expired. That person needs to do a consultation.
Okay. Yes. I see another one here. It may be for both of you, but I think it may be for the U.S. Michael Wright says, let me ask something. I put in my kids' papers from 2012, around 6 of them, but I only get 2. My son is 30. So what he's asking, he's saying, do I have to do it all over again because they are 33 years old now?
No, from 2012, that's a very long time. Yeah. And I don't know if they maybe missed something, because as I said before, if those children are 30 years old, if the child is, hold on. It depends on if that 30-year-old is single or married. Because remember, if you're single, they're at 2016. But if you're married, they're only at 2011. So they're not at 2012 yet.
Okay.
So maybe that person is married.
Yeah. All right, Opal, one more for you. What is the diversity visa program?
All right. Jamaica will not qualify for that. So the diversity visa program is basically, for some countries, they don't have a high rate of migration to the United States. So the United States may go ahead and issue out, give these people an opportunity to apply for exactly what a lottery state. So they try to apply for it, and if they're lucky, they will get it. The US gives out about 50,000 of these visas annually, and only certain countries applicants can qualify for it. And again, these are for countries that don't have a high migration to the United States.
Oh, wow. Which countries are those, Opal, would you say?
Actually, I think China is one of them that's on there. And I know somebody from Russia had gotten one before. And but I just know Jamaica, we have too many Jamaicans migrating to the United States, so they're not on there.
All right. I see one more here. He says, good morning. My brother and his wife were admitted as a permanent resident in the U.S. My wife and I got our social security cards. My wife got her green card, and I'm still waiting on mine since September. Okay, it had seemed like a question, but it's just a statement there. Okay. All right. I see another one down here. I was approved for the R visa SD category, and they told me it is now at NVC awaiting visa and appointment from Kingston. How long will this take? And I was approved in November last year.
November last year, and our visa is really a religious visa, unless that person is mistaken. Exactly, and if you should have already gotten an interview in that case, so maybe you want to do a consultation to follow up, see what's going on where that is concerned.
Right. Someone else has Honeybee ask, can a green card holder married file for her husband?
Of course, you can. If you can file for your spouse, but it depends on where your spouse is at. For example, whichever way you can, but the spouse will not get a green card in the United States if that spouse has had any unlawful presence or any inadmissibilities in the United States. You cannot get married to a green card holder and stay in the United States to sort yourself out. That will not work. So if the person is outside the United States, let's say the person is in Jamaica, then yes, you can file a standalone I-130. Then the file will be sent over to National Visa Center. Then when a visa number becomes available, then that person can apply for the immigrant visa. For green card holders filing for spouses, they're right now only at 2022. If the spouse is outside the United States, only at 2022.
Okay. Thank you, Opal. I see someone here saying, not much context, but they're just saying can't reach anyone to speak to, emails unanswered, any suggestions. I suppose they perhaps mean between them and their immigration embassy, right?
It's very difficult. If it's a U.S. part that they're talking about, sometimes you just have to it takes a few weeks or so for them to actually reply. And that's all you can do.
Yeah. And in those cases, would a lawyer help or no? Immigration lawyer?
Well, they don't ignore me, so I don't know. I'm not going to say it would help. But I have no problem speaking with the U.S. Embassy, and they answer me.
Okay, good. All right, ladies, please remind our listeners and viewers of your contact information, where they can reach you and book an appointment and so on. And Nadine, you can go ahead.
Thanks, Honeybee. For Nadine Mahabir, our contact number in Jamaica, it is 876-754-4391. That's 876-754-4391. In Canada, it is 1-416-249-5885. That's 1-416-249-5885. Our email address is info@cdnintl.com. A happy Emancipation Day in advance. Please be careful on the roads, and over to you, Ms. Lee.
Thank you.
Thank you. All right. So for Opal Lee, the phone number in Jamaica is 876-854-3599. That's 876-854-3599. In the United States, it's 954-358-2020. That's 954-358-2020. You may find us on Instagram, TikTok, Facebook. It's at FlowJam Legal. That's FLOJAM Legal. Have a great and productive week, everyone. And yes, happy Emancipation Day when it comes.
Thank you, ladies. Have a great day.
Thank you, Honeybee.
Thank you.
All right. Okay. So thank you to our callers and our YouTubers that sent in questions and those that, who just listened. This is the Consumer Hour. Today was Immigration Monday. I was joined by U.S. Immigration Attorney Opali and Canadian Immigration Consultant Nadine Mahabir. I am the Stinger Honeybee, filling in for Nora Gay Banton, who is on vacation. Hey, Nora. I don't know if you're listening, but I do hope you're having a very relaxing morning. We are going to hand things over to Cliff Hughes. It's time for Cliff Hughes Online. How you doing there, Cliff? And oh, it's with Tyrone today. Okay. Hi, Tyrone. I'm sorry, I won't be doing a timeline with you today, Yeah, that would be back to back to back. Girl gotta rest and all these things. But I'll catch you guys tomorrow, same time, same place. But I will also be on the E-Zone 3 to 5. So if you want some more honey, then check it out. Do have yourselves a great day.
That was the Consumer Hour.
Nation